You might.
You know, it's very weird timing when the previous speaker talked about war between China and India. I'm Chinese, but I come for peace. Today, I just want to talk the bright side, the good side of India, not about the rivals. So, the good side, what's the good side? You have Facebook. Chinese students can't access the Facebook because it is officially blocked inside China, like the other Web 2.0 services, like Twitter, YouTube. Almost everything you are fond of that, you can't use that inside China. So someone doesn't like the Facebook. I think the extreme case is the former president of Egypt, Mubarak. He hates the Facebook to the level he even shut down the internet, the whole internet. The result is simple, that if you don't allow people to protest online, they protest on the street. That directly lead to the overthrow of the regime. Now, Egypt is as a new democracy. But China has a different situation. Something in between. We call it Great Firewall. It's a digital boundary. Every computer have. So they blocked Facebook, Twitter. So the Chinese netizen can't access that. Why Great Firewall? Because it's named after the China Great War. China Great War is a 1,000 years war, prevent the enemy to invade China, but the Great Firewall, the digital boundary, is prevent their own people, including that people like me, to access the free information from outside. But still, inside the Chinese censored internet, we have 550 million internet users in China. So even it is a censored internet, it's still very, very huge. I think inside the ChinaNet, we have a very typical cat and mouse game. The big one is the cat, is the Chinese censorship, government censorship. The small mouse is the netizen, like us. So today, I will tell you the story about the cat and mouse game inside China, Chinese internet. Chinese government has a very special the internet control tactic. For example, Chinese government blocked Google. We haven't Google. We can block inside China. But we have Baidu. It's the copycat of Google. It's the same thing, but Chinese allowed it. You have Twitter, right? But we don't have Twitter. We have Weibo. It's as a copycat. You have Facebook. We have Renren. You have YouTube. We have Youku and Twitter. Basically, we copycat everything. Then we block that, the original one. So Chinese internet almost copy the whole bunch of the international services inside China for the reason that Chinese government can control the server very well. And also the Chinese language is very effectively in the social media. That's the same poem of the Shakespeare of the Hamlet, to be or not to be. It's the same content, but written in Chinese, I just need one tweet. But if I use the English language, I need 3.5 tweets. That means Chinese language is more effective, 3 times effective than the English language in the social media. So we have the copycat of the Twitter equivalent of the Weibo is also a microblog, but we have 300 million microbloggers inside China. People use the cell phone to share their experience every day and practice the freedom of speech every day. And you see, that's the discussion about life of Pi. You see the numbers. They reposted about 75,000 times and have the commentary 4,000 commentary. So that's very hard. And a very funny thing, you see the picture, that is one official, different picture. But every time he wears a different watch. But So one of the blogger, the Monkey King, the blogger, identified the watch brand is very expensive. So they become a scandal and directly lead to the sack, were being sacked by the central government. But also like 2011, a train crash, 5 days after the train crash, the first 5 days, we have 20 million criticism on the Chinese social media Weibo, directly lead to the jail of this minister who is in charge of the rear. So sometimes central government also utilize social media because that's the big central government cat. But we also have local cats, local corrupted official. Sometimes the mouses, the netizens around the little cat, central government cat want to cooperate with the people, netizens, to criticize the local cats. That's a new game, which never happened before. But also, social media in China, also I will remind you, very sensitive, is at the censorship. For example, if I search in the Weibo, Xi Jinping is the new coming president of China, the result is, according to the regulation of the law, Xi Jinping will not displayed. And if you even search New York Times, which is a very famous newspaper, it's the same result. According to the law, New York Times can't be displayed. Why? Because New York Times reported a scandal of Premier Wen Jiabao. So you criticize the central government shut down you. So that's, the censorship in China is very serious. People can, because of retweeting, and go to jail for 1 year. So we are the netizen, but we can't give up. We use the word 翻墙, that means we climb over the wall, the Great Firewall. So we use the circumvention tools to access the free internet and help each other. For example, if the information about Indian refuse the Chinese passport, which is very sensitive in Chinese media, we bloggers help to translate it into Chinese, and that's the fellow blogger, microbloggers know. And also, we volunteer to translate the American TV series and also Harvard and Yale open course into Chinese because most of the Chinese bloggers don't read English. But people help people to know the more knowledge about politics and democracy. But also, I think, not only in China we have bad cats, but also in other countries. For example, India, you have IT Act 68. This law prevents you to have free speech on the Facebook. And also in the United States and in the world, we should fight against the cats, whatever they are. This is Shanghai. We also discussed, these days we discussed about the competition between China and the India. I think when we see the China miracle, it's not the government who made the miracle. It's the people who get the freedom to made the miracle. So if we have competition between the India and China, I think that should be the competition of freedom. And we people should help our fellow Indian, fellow Chinese to get the financial freedom, political freedom, press freedom, and even social freedom for them. That's the competition we should do. And like China, India is a very big country. But I will tell you, only freedom of the pursuit of the freedom and the willing to protect that is the reason to transform a big country to great. Thank you.